I've been doing alright. Just busy with my work and trying to stay healthy. Life these days feels a bit overwhelming sometimes.
I completely understand. Health really has become such a big topic lately, especially with how modern life keeps changing our habits.
True, it feels like everyone talks about health now, physical, mental, even lifestyle choice. It's kind of interesting how different it is compared to a few years ago.
Exactly. Actually, since we are on this topic, I'd love to ask you a few questions about health in modern society. Do you mind?
Not at all, go ahead.
So, what are some of the most common health problems in this modern society?
In my opinion, in modern society, we can see that lifestyle-related diseases are very dominant. Conditions like obesity, diabetes, and hypertension are widespread because many people spend their daily life sitting for long hours, either at work, school, or just scrolling on their phones. Another serious problem is heart disease, which often comes from unhealthy diets full of processed food and too much sugar. And of course, mental health issues such anxiety and depression are also increasingly quickly. People sometimes ignore this problem because they are not as visible and physical illness, but in reality, they are just as dangerous.
So, do you think technology and comfort in real life make this problem worse?
Yes, absolutely. Technology gives us many benefits, but at the same time, it reduces our natural movement. For example, we use elevator instead of stairs, or we order food online instead of cooking. It seems small, but over time, it creates a lifestyle that is very sedentary.
Do you think people nowadays live healthier lifestyles compared to the past?
That is actually a tricky question. In some ways, people are healthier today because they have more knowledge, access to gym, and healthier food options. Many people are aware of concepts like balanced diet or mindfulness, which were not so popular in the past. But if we look at behavior, many still choose fast food, sugar drinks, and spend hours sitting in front of screens. In the past, life was physically harder. People walk more, work outside, and ate similar meals. So maybe today we are more educated, but do we really practice what we know? I think the answer is not always.
So would you say people today are healthier in the theory but not always in practice?
Exactly. The awareness is there, but the discipline is not always consistent.
So I move to the next question. What do you think about how can government encourage people to adopt healthier habits?
I think government can really influence society. One way is through education, teaching children about nutrition and exercise from an early age can create habits that last for life. Another way is by designing the environment, building parks, bike lanes, and public sport facilities that invite people to move. They can also regulate the food industry, for example, by putting higher taxes on sugary drinks or limiting junk food advertising. But of course, the government cannot do everything. Individuals also need to take responsibility for their own choices.
So do you think personal effort is as important as government policy?
Yes, but both are equally important. Policy creates the environment, but personal discipline decides the outcome.
Finally, is the last question. So what is the role of mental health in overall well-being?
Well, mental health plays a central role in our well-being. If someone is mentally unstable, feeling stressed, anxious, or depressed, it becomes very difficult to take care of physical health. They might overeat, lose sleep, or lose motivation to exercise. On the other hand, when a person feels emotionally stable, they can handle life's pressure better, build stronger relationship, and stay productive. So, can we really say someone is healthy if their mind is not in balance? I don't think so. But mental health and physical health are like two sides and the same coin. They cannot be separated.
That's a very important point. So in short, health is not only about the body but also about the mind.
Exactly, true well-being is when both body and mind are in harmony.
Okay, well that was such an eye-opening conversation. I really like how you explained the connection between modern lifestyle, government roles, and especially mental health.
Thanks, I enjoy talking about it too. Sometimes discussing these things make us reflect more on our own habits. Do you think?
Absolutely. It actually makes me want to rethink how I spend my time, maybe walk more instead of always using my motorbike.
Me too. Small change can really make a difference if we stick to them.
True. Anyway, I really appreciate this talk. Hopefully, next time we meet, we both living a little healthier than today.
Deal. Let's check on each other progress when we meet again.
Sounds good. Take care of yourself and see you soon.
See you. Hello everyone. So I'm Dira and I'm with.
Hello, my name is Anita. You can call me Rita.
Okay, today I'm gonna ask you a quick question about health in society. Are you ready?
Ready? Let's get started.
Okay, the first question. What do you think about how can people improve their health?
So I think people can improve their health by living a more balanced lifestyle. For example, they can eat nutritious food like vegetables, fruits, and whole grains instead of relying too much on fast food. Regular exercise is also important. Even simple activities such as brisk walking or stretching at home can make a difference. Besides that, getting enough sleep and learning how to manage stress are often underestimated but very essential. Many people focus on diet or exercise but forget that the rest and the mental being also play a big role.
That's true. But what about people who are always busy with work? How can they keep themselves healthy?
Even busy people can start with small steps. For instance, they can take the stairs instead of the elevator, drink enough water, and try to walk short distance instead of always using a car. They can also do like stretching during breaks. I think being consistent is more important than doing something intense only once in a while. A healthy routine doesn't always require a lot of time.
Wow, so interesting. Now, do elderly people do much exercise in your country?
In my country, some elderly people do exercise, but not as many as they should. You can often see other people walking the park early in the morning or joining like group activities like hiking or gentle aerobics. However, many still prefer to stay at home because they feel too tired or think it's unnecessary at their age. I believe families and communities should encourage them more because even mild physical activity can help keep their joint flexible and improve their mood.
That's a good point. Why do you think some elderly people hesitate to exercise?
I think some elderly people are too late for them to start. Others may not have enough support or access to safe places to exercise. If they had more encouragement and saw other people that stayed active, they may feel more confident to join in.
Do you think all illness can be prevented?
Honestly, I don't think all illness can be prevented. Some disease like genetic disorder, or rare infection cannot be avoided. However, many common illnesses such as obesity, diabetes, and high blood pressure can be reduced if people maintain a healthy lifestyle and go for regular medical checkup. We can stop every illness, but we can lower the risk and protect ourselves as much as possible.
I see. And do you think there will be less illness in the future?
I hope so. With the progress of medicine and technology, we already have better treatment and vaccine than before. People today are also aware of hygiene and healthy living. However, modern life also brings new challenges such as pollution and stress-related illness.
That's interesting. So, finally, do you think healthcare should be free?
Yes, I believe healthcare should be free or at least affordable. Health is a basic human right and no one should suffer just because they cannot pay for treatment. In some countries, public healthcare has saved many lives, especially among poor families. Of course, it can be difficult for government to provide her free healthcare because it requires a lot of funding and good management.